Hello everyone, my name's Elspeth. You're watching the Planeswalker Pantheon. Today. We are opening up a bundle of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It looks like they've changed a little bit of the form factor of how these are presented. It doesn't seem like they've changed the contents, but it's just a slightly smaller form factor, but I don't think there's any actual changes to how they look. Anyways, let's open this, shall we? Ooh, nice little pull tab. Let's see if I can just pluck it a little bit. There it is. Alright, so we pull this. And then... So this is the first time I've actually opened one of these newer bundle boxes, so... Opens up like that. And then... Come up the top. We'll open both sides just to see if there's any noticeable difference, or I'll just make it a little bit easier to come out. Alright, so that just opens the back, it looks like. So it just makes it one out. Okay, so we don't have the large form posters, but it just looks like we have a really cool artwork of the Wanderer sort of walking through the streets of Kamigawa, which is, I like this actually. I love this anime artwork actually of the Wanderer. Let's hope we open one up in the box, shall we? Alright, so okay, so there's the top of the artwork there, as we normally get. Ooh, are they giving us card dividers now? And like sort of weird counters? Because I think these are card dividers. We'll look at that in a second. Okay, so they are trying to go a little bit more sort of friendly with the packaging, with some stuff to try and reduce a bit of plastic. So we've got some basics. Is I think Neo Bundle regular. So this is them experimenting maybe with recyclable packaging. So just got some nice regular basics. I honestly do think that they should be with, and then Neo Bundle Premium, so I'm assuming these are the foil basics and the alt art. So maybe this is them actually experimenting with environmentally friendly packaging again. Got a promo copy of Invoke Despair, which we won't read it, but actually we will, just for the hell of it. So for 1 and 4 black, you get a sorcery. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. If they can't, they lose 2 life and you draw a card. Then repeat this process for an enchantment and a planeswalker. And we've got, of course, got our foil basics there. But it looks like they've gotten rid of the full posters, which is kind of a shame. Oh, it's a shame. I loved collecting those. But I mean, I guess, well, depending on how good these card dividers are, that might be something. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame to say that they got rid of that. Because the bundle box doesn't even fold. The sort of outer part of the bundle box doesn't look like it folds out. We've got our beautiful die there. It's kind of like a splatter neon artwork for that. We'll get these out of the way because no one wants to see these. We've got our little tip cards, which is great if you're learning how to play. And of course we have our 8 set boosters. Alright, so let's get into the first one, shall we? Alright, so we have our art card of, what was this one? Mjolnir of Cryptic Dreams. We have our Pretty Plains. We have Moonset Snare Specialist in the old frame. Flip through the commons. We have a Patchwork Automaton. Enthusiastic Mechanaut. Replication Specialist. Our saga is Tales of Master Seshiro. We've got another saga in the Fall of Lord Kondar. And our rare is Thundering Raiju. So for 2 and 2 red, you get a creature spirit. It's a 3/3 with haste. When it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju. We have a foil Kami's Flare there. Oh, and we've got a card from this. It's Emissary of Sunrise from Ixalan. So for 2 and a white, you get a creature human cleric as a 2/1 first strike. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. So we'll set it up like this, I think. So at least everything gets a little bit of a shine. Next up. Yeah, I'm also sad that they've stopped doing the posters. Because, like, I mean, I always planned, at least, to sort of putting the posters up on some sort of a pin board and sort of displaying them that way. This set would have had, like, a really cool bit of artwork, I imagine. Unless they're just going with the little leaflet things from now on. Alright, there's our art card of Bamboo Grove Archer. Alright, so we've got a normal land. We've got Dekechi Silencer in the alt frame, which is actually an uncommon. We will flick through these. We have a Prodigy's Prototype, Imperial Recovery Unit, Selfless Samurai, and our Saga is Befriending the Moths. We have a Mutakai Soul Ripper, so for 1 and a black, you get an artifact vehicle. It's a 4/3. When it attacks, you may sacrifice another artifact or creature. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on the Ripper, and it gains menace until end of turn, and it can be crewed for 2. There. Oh, our Saga is actually flipped upside down. It's actually in foil. It's the Akiba Reckoner Raid. We've got our little flip card right there, so I think we'll position something to that effect. Next up. We've got our art card of Light Paws right there. Got a Pretty Island. We have an Aki Ronin in the alt frame. We'll flick through these commons real quick. We have a Web Spinner's Cuff, Acquisition Octopus, Behold the Unspeakable as our uncommons. Oh, we got a Goshen Tie of Life's Origins. This is a card that you can only really get through the set boosters. So for 3 and a green, you get a legendary enchantment creature shrine. It's a 3/4. For the full Wooburg, you can untap it to return a target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And whenever it or another non-token shrine enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 color shrine enchantment creature token. Oh, we've also got a Thousand Face Shadow in the alternate frame. So for a single blue, you get a creature human ninja. It's a 1/1 with ninjutsu of 2 and 2 blue. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield from your hand, if it's attacking, create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. The token enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. Oh, we've also got here Tatsunari Toad Rider. So for 2 and a black, you get a legendary creature human ninja. It's a 3/3. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, if you don't control a creature named Kami, create Kami, a legendary 3/3 black and green frog creature token with whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And for 1 and a Simic hybrid, Tatsunari Toad Rider, a target frog you control can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. Oh, and we have a foil rare in Biting Palm Ninja. So for 2 and a black, you get a creature human ninja. It's a 3/3 ninjutsu of 2 and a black. It enters the battlefield with a menace counter on it. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a menace counter from it. When you do, that player reveals their hand and you choose a non-land card from it and exile it. We have a cool pilot as well. Next up. Oh, we've got the Old Heart Wanderer as our art card. We have another Pretty Island. We have a Reinforced Ronin in the alternate art frame. We have a Jinkai Trainee also in the alt art frame. And we will flick through the rest of these. Alright, we've got a Replication Specialist, Circuit Mender, Behold the Unspeakable, and our rare is Invoke Despair, so it's the promo that we got earlier, which we read out earlier. Oh, we've got a foil Short Circuit there as well, and a pilot. Alright, next up. Alright, that's our art card of Peerless Samurai. Ooh, we've got one beautiful foil island right there. But a Nezumi Prowler in the alt frame. We have Guardians of Oboro also in the alt art frame. A Ganja Exemplar in the alt art frame. Alright, and we will flick through the rest of these commons. We have a Generous Visitor, Go Shintai of Boundless Figure, the Shattered States era, and we have a Tamashii Reality Architect. So for 2 and a blue, you get a legendary creature, Moonfolk Wizard. Whenever one or more non-creature permanents are returned to hand, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. For X and a white, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Return target artifact or enchantment card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this only as a sorcery. Real nice. And we have a foil Generous Visitor. This gives me a lot of like Miyazaki film, Studio Ghibli Miyazaki film vibes there. Oh, I'm going to card from the list. It's Night and Day. So Night is for a single black, you get an instant. Target creature is -1/-1 until end of turn. And Day, creatures target player controls get +1/+1 until end of turn for 2 and a white. That's nice. That's 2 list cards there. Next up. Ooh, we've got the Alt Art Tamio right there. What'd they do to our girl? Huh? We've got a Tranquil Cove, Fang of Shingeki in the alt frame, and we will flick through these. We have a Banishing Slash, When We Were Young, Life of Toshiro Umezawa as our saga, and we've got a Mjolnir of Grim Betrayal from, it's basically one of the set boost exclusives. So for 5 and triple black, you get a legendary creature spirit. It's a 5/2. It enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it if you cast it from your hand. Remove an indestructible counter from the Mjolnir and put onto the battlefield under your control all creature cards in all graveyards that will put there from anywhere this turn. Ooh, we also have a Restoration of Aganjo. So for 2 and a white, you get a Enchantment Saga. Search your library for a basic planes, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. For the second chapter, you may discard a card. When you do, return target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And when you hit the third chapter, it exiles. It becomes the Architect of Restoration. It's an enchantment creature, Fox Monk. It's a 3/4 with Vigilance, and when it attacks or blocks, create a 1/1 color spirit creature token. Brimaz would like to say hi to you, by the way. Ooh, and we got a foil Farewell. I like this artwork. So for 4 and 2 white, you get a sorcery. Choose one more. Exile all artifacts, exile all creatures, exile all enchantments, or exile all graveyards. And we have a token that no one really cares about. Next up. We have our art card, which is Ishin, right there. We have a pretty mountain. We have an Asari Captain, the alt art frame. Oops, that's meant to be a rare. We'll flick through these commons. We have a Malicious Malfunction, Covert Technician, Futurist Operative, the Modern Age as our saga, and our rare is March of Burgeoning Life. So for X and a green, you get an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may exile any number of green cards from your hand. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way. Choose target creature card with mana value less than an X. Search your library for a creature card with the same name as that creature, put it into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. We have a foil Fang of Shingeki. And we have a spirit token, a 2/2 red spirit token with Menace. Last pack. We have a Guardians of Oboro as our art card. We have a Thornwood Falls. We have an Upriser Renegade. Let's be real, this is basically JoJo, a character from JoJo, as in the alt frame. We have a Guardians of Oboro, also in the alt frame. We will flip through the rest of these. We have a Go Shintai of Ancient Wars, a Go Shintai of Hidden Cruelty, the Fall of Lord Konda. Oh, we have a Cloudsteel Kieran. So for 2 and a white, you get an artifact creature equipment Kieran. It's a 3/2 with flying. Equipped creature has flying, and you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game, and you can reconfigure it for 5. Huh. This is another time where I've seen that the foil saga is flipped upside down. It's a foil Behold the Unspeakable. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, favourite, and subscribe. It lets people know that we exist and that we're making content. You can follow me on Twitter. Links are down below. Also, you can find us at the Planeswalker Pantheon on Facebook, where we'll post up content wherever we can. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.